Hey everybody, it's Anne Marie and this dope tree, and I have my phone in my shoe, so I'm going to try and make this easier. Let's look at the sun. Oh, hi sun, hi sun. And we're in the city, so you're going to hear some city noises. So just so you know, I thought we would hang out with this tree. I have been at the open shelter today, or the day drop-in center for homeless and people, people living on the land, and all kinds of great clients and guests, as they call them, which I love, the guests that come in there. And I went in there to get some assistance and kind of talk through a plan for living in the car. And so it was really busy today, because Tuesdays are the days that campers come, and people who live on the land can get items and things. And so I got a late start. I'm heading out, so I'm going to go back tomorrow and kind of rearrange my car, find some padding so I can lay down in the car, and find a smaller type of thing I can use for the cat box to keep in the car. And they had such a great idea there to use one of the foil pans that has a top to it, so I can put the foil pan out, for the cats. And then when I'm done, with it, and when we're traveling or whatever the hell we're going to do, we kind of put the top on it because it's expensive cat litter. And so I kind of have a plan. I found a place that I can somewhat safely park the car at night, so me and the cats can sleep. And so I'm grateful for that. And that seemed to be the next step for me. It's challenging because, of course, my next concern is, okay, so when I do get a job, how and what's it going to look like with, oh shit, sorry, I hope it's still working here. What's it going to look like in the cold with the cats? They can't be crated the whole day while I'm at work. And so I guess I'll just cross that bridge when I come to it. And so I figured while we were out here, before I go back, I wanted to absorb some of the sun and just do what I do best. How else can I communicate and share with people that they can experience whatever they experience and live through it and move through these energies, but by doing it myself? And so that's why I do these videos. And I can't express my gratitude for everybody at the open shelter, and for the graciousness and the kindness and support that they have always given me. And I don't know if I've ever shared this. The founders, Kent and Mary Beidel, were the reason why I became a social worker. They're no longer with us. Kent and Mary both really fought for people's rights, and they had the first, I believe, original shelter in downtown Columbus. And when they were redoing downtown back then, they wanted to make, it was an old school, actually the school was in Teachers, matter of fact, I think it was Central, but they were redoing all that area, and they built the new science center, CoScience, a real fancy place. And so the city offered them money to move further out, and I'll be golly, Kent said no fucking way, and never got money from the city, from my understanding, if I'm telling the story right, ever. And we were on the Columbus Coalition of the Homeless together, and I worked through an agency that provided services, and so that was my location, was the open shelter. There are many locations that they've been to. And when I got clean in 2015, when the program that I lived at, you had to volunteer first before you could work. The only place I could imagine volunteering was at the open shelter, because I still had a lot of shame and embarrassment, because a lot of the places that I worked at, I was then the client. And you talk about shame. And I've told that story before about Mary Haven Engagement Center. I used to provide services to them too, and I walked in, and the guy running the show was someone I graduated college with at Capital for my social work degree, and we worked together. And so I came in as a client in 2015. So when I started to volunteer, the only place I could imagine was the open shelter. And Kent was more than, him and Mary were more than willing to have me come and volunteer there. And that's, Mary passed away during that time, and Kent has since passed as well. And I pray to them a lot, and I talk to them a lot. He was, you know, a man of God, and so I channel him, you know, ask him, like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm walking this path, and it's so confusing. In a sense, it's like I'm doing all the right things, and I know what's meant for me. I'm sorry, I'm staring at this really cool tree. So anyway, I'll probably just stop this video here and then do another reading, because we're already at 5 minutes. So this is my contribution to the amazing people at the open shelter, that have even offered their space and said I could do, you know, Reiki on a donation basis, obviously, because the people that come in obviously are in no position to give a donation, so it'd be donation based only, and if you can't, that's okay. And so I'm going to start providing services there free of charge, and educating people on Reiki and energy healing, and how they can also incorporate that into their recovery programs, whether it's mental illness, addiction, or just their current status and living situation, because I'm experiencing it. I've experienced it. I get it. And if the tools that I have now, if I had them then, it would have changed the game for me. And so I was sharing with actually Sarah and Shelley, two amazing women there who I can't say enough about those ladies, or Solomon. You know, they were saying that you just have all this great knowledge and these gifts that really need to be shared with people. And, you know, it's about healing. It's about helping people prosper. And, you know, if you could just get to a place where you're stable, you're going to be able to flourish. And I said, yeah, that's been the goal. That's why they've been trying to get me not to get stable. And so we had an amazing conversation today, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for them. I'm grateful for their kindness, their amazing hugs, their financial support. They've helped me get gas and food for the cats. They've gotten Reiki from me and give me donations. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for them, because I know the people there, they don't waver. It doesn't matter. So this is just having gratitude. Having gratitude to the one place for over 30 years. 30 years has been my supporter, and I've been their supporter. And I will continue to be, no matter what status I'm in life. I will always stick to my roots and never forget my roots, and they are my roots. So thank you to the Open Shelter, who may never see this, but I'm grateful. It is the Open Shelter in Columbus, Ohio. So there is a website. So if you want to donate to an amazing charity or amazing program, it is much needed. So I hope you're healthy and happy, full of joy. May you love and be loved. Heal, don't harm.